तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। सर्वशास्त्राब्धिपीयूष सर्ववेदैकसत्फल सर्वसिद्धान्तरत्नाढ्य सर्वलोकैकदृक्प्रद सर्वभागवतप्राण श्रीमद्भागवत प्रभो कलिद्वान्तोदितादित्य श्रीकृष्णपरिवर्तितः परमानन्दपाठाय प्रेमवर्षक्षराय सर्वदा सर्वसेव्याय श्रीकृष्णाय नमोऽस्तुते। मदेकबन्धो मत्सङ्गिन् मद्गुरो मन्महादन मन्निष्ठारकमद्भाग्य मदानन्द नमोऽस्तुते। असाधु साधुतादायिन् अतिनीचोच्चतारक हाणमुञ्च कदाचिन्मां प्रेम्णा हृत्कण्ठयो स्फुर। Next. Last time, till which verse we discussed?
We have to start from sixth verse, Prabhu.
Sixth shloka. Okay. Briefly, I'll go through the first five shlokas. So, this chapter is praise of King Prthu by the professional reciters. In the previous chapter, when the Suta, Magadha, and Vandi, when they started glorifying Prthu Maharaj told them that I have not exhibited these qualities. So it would not be appropriate that you are praising me. Better you praise the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's not appropriate that I become the object of your praise. And Pruthu Maharaj spoke like that. It the humility of his speeches pleased the Suta, Magadha, and Vandi, but they continued to praise King Pruthu as they had been instructed by the sages. And they said that you are the direct incarnation of the Supreme Lord, and by his causeless mercy of Vishnu, you have descended to this earth. It's not possible for us to completely describe your glories. Although you have appeared through the body of Vena, even the great orators and speakers like Brahma and other devatas cannot exactly describe the glorious activities of your lordship. Although we are unable to glorify you adequately, but we have a taste for glorifying your activities. And we shall glorify you according to the instructions we received from the sages and scholars. Whatever we speak will be inadequate and very insignificant, because since you are the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, all your activities are liberal and ever laudable. And then they started glorifying. Yesha dharmabrutam shreshto lokam dharmenu vartayan goptacha dharmasetu nam shasta tat paripanti nam. Maharaj Prthu is the best among those who are following religious principles, and he will engage everyone in dharma and give those principles all protection. He will protect dharma, and he will also chastise those who are in the path of adharma. एष वै लोकपालानां बिभर् एकस्तनौ तनूः काले काले यथाभागं लोकयोर उभयोर्हितम्. He will maintain all the living entities in his own body. He will be able to maintain all the living entities and keep them in a pleasant condition by manifesting himself as different devatas to perform various departmental activities. That means he will manifest the power of all the different devatas. He will maintain the upper planetary system by inducing the populace to perform the Vedic sacrifices. In due course of time, he will also maintain this earthly planet by discharging proper rainfall. By performing sacrifices, he will maintain the upper planet, and he will maintain the earthly planet by inducing the devatas to give proper rainfall. So, from the 6th shloka. Oh, no. So, from the 6th shloka. वसुकाल उपदत्ते
वसुकाल उपादत्ते
काले चायं विमुञ्चति
काले चायं विमुञ्चति
समः सर्वेषु भूतेषु
समः सर्वेषु भूतेषु
प्रतपन् सूर्यवद्विभुः.
प्रतपन् सूर्यवद्विभुः. This King Prthu will be as powerful as Sun God, and just as the Sun God equally distributes his sunshine to everyone, King Prthu will distribute his mercy equally. Similarly, just as the sun god evaporates water for 8 months and during the rainy season returns it profusely, the king will also extract taxes from the citizen and return these monies in time of need.
So connecting from the previous shloka. In the previous shloka, it was mentioned that for the prosperity of the citizens, King Prthu alone maintains the bodies of the devatas within his own form for the benefit of this world and the heavenly abode at all times. Now in 8 shlokas, verse number 6 to 13, Maitreya Rishi describes that how Prthu maintains the sun and other deities. How Prthu maintains the different lokapalas. So one of the speciality of Prthu Maharaj is that Prthu Maharaj not only maintained the citizens of his kingdom, but he also maintained the different devatas. Normally the king maintains, the people in his kingdom. But Prthu Maharaj maintained not only the people in his kingdom in the earthly planet, he maintained all the devatas also. So that is what is described in 8 shlokas. So, samas sarveshu bhuteshu, being equal to all beings. Vibhuhu, the powerful Prthu. Suryavat pratapan, shining like the sun. What he will do? Vasukala Upadate. He will levy taxes and Kale Chayam Vimunchati. He will levy taxes and release the funds at the appropriate time. So Prthu Maharaj, he would receive wealth by levying taxes. And he will also release the wealth in the appropriate times of famine. Just like the sun, for 8 months it evaporates water, and then during monsoon season releases water. That's why it's compared to the sun. So the process of tax exaction is very nicely explained. So extracting the taxes is not meant for sense gratification of the administrative heads. Tax revenue should be distributed to the citizens in times of need, during emergencies such as famine or flood. Tax revenue should never be distributed amongst the government servants in the form of the high salaries and various other allowances. So sometimes we get news actually. I don't know the details, but I saw MLAs or MPs, they get elected for 5 years, but then they get pension throughout throughout their life. Like that. Sometimes they say that's such kind of the sun. So in Kali Yuga, however, the position of the citizens is very horrible because the taxes are exacted in so many forms and are spent for the personal comforts of the administrators. Example, Prabhupada elaborates the example of the sun. Sun is millions of miles away from the earth. And although the sun does not actually touch the earth, it manages to distribute land all over the planet by exacting water from the oceans and seas. And it also manages to make that land fertile by distributing water during the rainy season. So Prthu Maharaj would execute all this business in the village and the state as expertly as the sun. Because he would not only simply take care of the cities, but he will also take care of the villages also, as expertly as the sun. Next shloka. Titikshatyakramam vainya
तितिक्षत्यक्रमं वैन्य
upariyakramathamapi
उपरियार्क्रमतामपि
bhutanam karuna shashvat
भूतानां करुणस्वद्
artanam kshiti vrittiman.
Arthanam Kshitivrittiman. Translation. This King Pruthu will be very, very kind to all citizens, even though a poor person may trample over the king's head by violating the rules and regulations. The king, out of his causeless mercy, will be forgetful and forgiving. As a protector of the world, he will be as tolerant as the earth itself.
So here Prthu Maharaj, how he exhibits the qualities of earth is explained. So Bhutanam Karuna Shashwat Titikshat Yakramam Upari Kshiti Vrittiman. Kshiti Vrittiman. Kshiti means the earth. Kshiti Vrittiman, like the earth. Titikshati, he tolerates. Akramam, when opposing parties disrespect him. And Bhutanam Karunaha is always merciful to the suffering people. So, Artanam Bhutanam. Artanam is the adjective for Bhutanam. Artanam means suffering living entities. Karunaha Shashwat. He is always merciful to the suffering people. Hmm. And he tolerates when opposing parties disrespect him. Hmm. So, Earth is actually known for the quality of tolerance because people exploit the earth, like for extracting oil. Uh, People dig the earth. But earth, as a merciful mother, tolerates. So, Prthu Maharaj also will exhibit the quality of tolerance. Although the earth is always trampled upon by men and animals, it still gives food to them by producing grains, vegetables, etc. So, Prthu is compared to the earthly planet, even though the citizens might violate the rules and regulations, he would still be tolerant and maintain them with fruits and grains. In other words, it's the duty of the king to look after the comfort of the citizens, even at the cost of his own personal convenience. Again, Prabhupada contrasts with the leaders in Kali Yuga, who at the cost of taxes exacted from the citizens, they enjoy life. Such unfair taxation makes the people dishonest, and the people try to hide their income in so many ways. Eventually, the state will not be able to collect taxes and consequently will not be able to meet its huge military and administrative expenses. So, even in the Bhagavatam 5th canto, there is a character of King Gaya, it is mentioned, who comes in the dynasty of Priyavrata Maharaj. There's a verse which says that Gaya's character was so profound that people would voluntarily come and give their taxes to him because they were so attracted with the qualities of Gaya. They had so much of trust in Gaya that he would never misuse the fund. So when people see improper character in the head of the state, then they feel reluctant to pay taxes. They try to hide their taxes. They try to hide their income. So therefore, it's important that the leader's character should be so profound that people understand that, oh, if we pay taxes, it will be utilized properly. So that faith can come when people have faith in the character of the leader. Next shloka. Deve varshatya saudevo
देवे वर्षत्य सौदेवो
naradeva vapurharihi
नरदेववपुर्हरिः
krichra prana prajahyesha
कृच्छ्रप्राणा प्रजाहेष्य
rakshishyat rakshishyatyanjasendravat.
Rakshishyatyantjasendravatar. Translation. When there is no rainfall and the citizens are in great danger due to the scarcity of water, this royal personality of Godhead will be able to supply rains exactly like the heavenly king Indra. Thus, he will very easily be able to protect the citizens from drought.
So now he is compared to Indra. So deve avarshati. You see, deve avarshati. Varshati means rains. Avarshati means when there is no rain. When the devatas do not give rain, Naradeva Vapur Harihi. Naradeva Vapur Harihi. Lord Hari in a king's body. That is Prthu. So Indravat, like Indra, Rakshishyati, he will protect the Krichra Prana Prajaha. He will protect the suffering citizens. Very easily. Anjasa means easily. By supplying rain. By supplying rain. So actually, Avarshati means supplying rain. Does not supply rains. Okay. So by supplying rain, he will actually protect the citizens. So he will protect the citizens by supplying the rain himself, like Indra. So Prthu was compared to the sun, now to the Indra. So Indra is in charge of distributing water. It is indicated that Prthu Maharaj would arrange for the distribution of the rainfall personally if Indra failed to discharge his duty properly. Like this year, was a news that there is going to be less rains. Last week, I saw that water levels in Mumbai lakes were very much less compared to the previous year. So, but when suppose if the rainfall doesn't come, the administrative heads they don't have the capacity to bring rainfall. But Prthu Maharaj, even if Indra failed to discharge his duty, he was able to arrange for the distribution of the rainfall personally. Sometimes Indra would become angry at the inhabitants of the earth if they do not offer sacrifices. Like Rajavasis, Indra sent the Samvartaka clouds to destroy Vrindavan. But King Prthu did not depend on the mercy of the heavenly king. It is foretold herein that if there would be a scarcity of rain, Prthu would manage to counteract the deficiency by virtue of his godly powers. So such powers were also exhibited by Krishna. In the case of Vrindavan, Indra sent excessive rain, that means the clouds which are usually sent at the time of the annihilation. He sent the Samvartaka clouds to destroy Vrindavan. But Krishna protected Vrindavan by lifting Govardhan hill. In the case of Prthu Maharaj, suppose if Indra fails to give the rain, in Prthu Maharaj, by his power, he would be able to bring the rain. So Prabhupada quotes how Krishna lifted Govardhan hill. For Krishna is known as Govardhana Dari. Next shloka.
Prabhuji, Haribo.
Huh.
Prabhuji, in the story of Lord Rishabdeva also, once there was no rainfall and Rishabdeva brought the rainfall, no? Somewhat like that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, there is a description. Fifth canto. Special kings who are incarnations of the Lord, they were able to do that actually. आप्यायत्यसौ लोकम्
प्याययति असौ लोकम्
वदनामृतमूर्तिना
वदनामृतमूर्तिना
सानुरागावलोकेन
सानुरागावलोकेन
विशदस्मितचारुणा.
विशद अस्मितचारुणा. Translation. This king, Prthu Maharaj, by virtue of his affectionate glances and beautiful moon-like face, which is always smiling with great affection for the citizens, will enhance everyone's peaceful life.
So here Prthu Maharaj, how he exhibited the qualities of moon god. So Vadanamrita Murtina. Vadana Amrita Murtina. The moon is a reservoir of Amrita. So Vadanamrita Murtina, by his moon-like face, apyayati, lokam apyayati, he will please the Lord, he will please the world. And Sanuraga avalokena, Anuraga avalokena, avalokena means glance. What kind of glance? Sanuraga avalokena, by his affectionate glance. And Vishada Smita Charuna, Smita means smile. Vishada Smita Charuna, by his charming and cheerful smile, by his affectionate glance, and by his moon-like face, Vadanamrita Murtina, Lokam Apyayati, he pleases the world. So his face itself is like the moon. That's what is explained in the shloka. So that means how he holds the body of the moon within himself. So these 8 shlokas are in one sense elaboration of that, the 5th canto, the Harivarsha. Prahlad Maharaj speaks a very beautiful shloka, very famous shloka. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavat yakinchana sarvair gunaistatra samasate suraha haravabhaktasya kuto mahadguna manoratena satidavato bhagihi. When a person performs unflinching devotional service to Krishna, all the good qualities of the devatas appear in the life of such a person. So all the good qualities of the devatas, sun, earth, Indra, and then now moon, 4 more shlokas are there. How all these qualities of the devatas were manifested by Prthu Maharaj. That's what we see here. Next shloka. So the king is always, king should give punishment. At the same time, he should also be very cheerful. And there is time for punishment, he should give punishment. Like Yamaraj, that comparison will also come. And when there's a time for encouraging people, showing affection to the people, he should also display the quality of a moon. Next shloka. Next shloka, Prthu Maharaj, how he exhibited the quality of Varuna. Avyaktavartmaisha niguda karyo.
अव्यक्तवर्त्मैष निगूढकार्यो
निगूढकार्यः
निगूढकार्यः
गम्भीरवेधावुपगुप्तवित्तः
गम्भीरवेदा उपगुप्तवित्तः
अनन्तमाहात्म्यगुणैकदाम्हा
अनन्तमहात्माय गुणैकधामा
ऋतुप्रचेता इव संवृतात्मा.
ऋतु प्रचेता इव samvritatma. Translation. The reciters continued, no one will be able to understand the policies the king will follow. His activities will also be very confidential, and it will not be possible for anyone to know how he will make every activity successful. His treasury will always remain unknown to everyone. He will be the reservoir of unlimited glories and good qualities, and his position will be maintained and covered just as Varun, the deity of the seas, is covered all around by water.
So, avyakta vartmaisha niguda karyo. So, avyakta means unknown. Avyakta vartmaisha niguda karya. So, his paths of entry and exit were unknown. The results of his actions are not known before they manifest. That means when he will be making the plans, when he would be executing the actions, nobody will know. Only when the results are manifest, then only people come to know. And his intentions and actions are unclear. So his intentions of doing something were very gambira, were unclear. Gambira Veda. So Niguda Karya means the results of his actions are not known before they manifest. Avyakta Vartmaisha means his paths of entry and exit are unknown. Gambira Veda, his intentions and actions are unclear. And Upagupta Vitta, his wealth and knowledge are very secret. So all four we can see. Avyakta Vartmaisha, Niguda Karya, Gambira Veda, Upagupta Vitta. You would keep the wealth. Wealth and knowledge were very secret. Results of his actions are not known before they manifest. Paths of entry and exit are unknown. Intentions and actions were unclear. And Ananta Mahatmya Gunaika Dama Prthu Pracheta Iva Samvritatma. So he had the greatness, qualities, and the superior strength of Vishnu. And Pracheta refers to Varuna. Pracheta Iva, like Varuna, Samvrita Atma, he covers his qualities. He covers his qualities. So Vishwanath Chakravartipad says that his path of entering and leaving is not clear. That is Avyakta Vartmaisha. Suppose his path of entry and exit is not clear. Sometimes like kings would have to, suppose when they want to say attack some kingdom or do some special mission, secret mission, the path of entry and leaving is not clear. And Niguda Karya already explained. Gambira Veda, intentions were not known. And his wealth and knowledge were very secret. And Ananta Mahatmya Gunaika Dama, he has a greatness and qualities and chief influence of Vishnu. And his nature is unseen by others like Varuna. So the above qualities are seen in Varuna as the controller of the ocean. In Vidura Niti also, there is a shloka. Yasya krityam na jananti mantram va mantritam pare kritamevasya jananti savai pandita uchyate. One whose projects and proposed recommendations remain concealed from competitors and whose projects become known only after they have been accomplished is considered to be a pandit. Just like whether it is Operation Sindoor or Uri attack, the previous whatever the thing they had, that I think Indian government, what is it? They attacked Pakistan the night time. So all those things were announced after they were completed. Surgical strikes. After they were completed, then they were announced. Another shloka in Vidura Niti, Vidura says that Samsarayati krityani sarvatra vichikitsate chiram karoti kshiprarte samudo bharatarshava. O king, one who divulges his projects to others and who is suspicious of everything and who spends a long time engaging in activities which require a brief time, he is a fool. So Vidura describes one shloka, he talks about Pandita, another shloka he talks about a fool. So there was one former Indian Prime Minister, maybe this news is there in the internet also, there was I.K. Gujral. When one of the Pakistan president or prime minister came to India, he openly told the Pakistan prime minister about the Indian Ra agency operating in Pakistan. They had spent many years, the Ra had spent many years to do their mission in Pakistan. Here, the head of the country, prime minister, revealed the secret agency to the Pakistan counterpart. And then overnight, everything collapsed actually. So, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, there is a predominating deity for all the material elements, and Varuna, Pracheta, is the predominating deity for seas and oceans. So, from outwardly, oceans are devoid of life. But a person acquainted with the sea knows that within the water exist many varieties of life. So, the king of that underwater kingdom is Varuna. Just as no one can understand what is going on beneath the sea, no one could understand what policy King Prthu was following to make everything successful. Indeed, King Prithu's path of diplomacy was very grave, Gambhira Veda. His success was made possible because he was a reservoir of unlimited glorified qualities, Ananta Mahatmya. Upagupta Vitta, it indicates that no one would know the extent of the riches of Prthu, riches King Prthu would confidentially keep. So, although there is a Right to Information Act, but it's not that everything you can demand government should tell you everything. Because there are certain things, it has to be, by its very nature, it has to be kept confidentially, secretly. So idea is that not only the king, but everyone should keep his hard-earned money confidentially and secretly, so that in due course of time, the money can be spent for good practical purposes. Sometimes when we try to extravagantly, or when we try to show off the money, then it will also become others would become envious, and then there are others, they would try to kidnap or extract money, threaten the people. So in Kali Yuga, however, the king or government has no well-protected treasury, and the only means of circulation is currency notes made of paper. Therefore, in times of distress, the government artificially inflates the currency by simply printing papers. And this artificially raises the price of the commodities, and the general condition of the citizens becomes very precarious. Thus, keeping one's money very secretly is an old practice. For we find this practice present even during the reign of Maharaj Prthu. Just as the king has a right to keep his treasury confidential and secret, the people should also keep their individual earnings a secret. There is no fault in such dealings. The main purport is that everyone should be trained in the system of Varnashram Dharma, so that the money is spent only for the good causes and nothing else. So Prabhupada is giving very valuable lessons from this. So I also want to share, there's another personality in the Raghuvamsha, King Dilip. His qualities are also described in Raghuvamsha by Kalidas. Similar qualities, like Prthu, they are very beautiful shlokas. I just want to go through some of the shlokas. So, so about King Dilip. Sarvatirikta Sarena Sarvatejobi Bhavina Sthitas Sarvonater Norvim Krantva Merurivatmana, surpassing everyone in the strength, Sarva Atirikta Sarena, Sarva Tejo Abhibhavina, overshading all with his brilliance, Sarva Teja Abhibhavina, and being the loftiest of all men, Sarvonater Norvim. He stood pervading the entire earth, Urvim Krantva, like the Mount Meru. Another beautiful shloka. Many shlokas are there. Akara sadrisha prajnah prajnaya sadrishagamah agamai sadrisharamba aramba sadrishodaya. Akara sadrisha prajna. His intelligence matched his majestic form. Sometimes people have a huge form, but they may not be intelligent. They may have dull intelligence. But the previous verse described about his majestic form. But and then continuing from that, this verse says that his intelligence matched his majestic form, and his scriptural knowledge matched his intelligence. And scriptural knowledge matched his intelligence. Prajnaya sadrishagamah. And his actions matched his knowledge. According to the knowledge he had, his actions were also based on the knowledge. And his ultimate success always matched his actions. Aramba sadrishodaya. So intelligence matched the form. His scriptural knowledge matched the intelligence. His actions matched his knowledge. And ultimate success always matched his actions. So Bhima Kantai Nripagunai sa babuvo upajivinam adrishyah chabigamyascha yado ratnai rivarnavah. So because of his royal qualities that were both inspiring and pleasing, he was both unapproachable and also accessible to the subjects. Like the ocean with its terrifying monsters and precious gems. So ocean is unapproachable and also accessible. 1 minute. So ocean, which has its terrible waves and timingula fishes, it will be unapproachable for ordinary people. At the same time, those who are expert divers, for them, ocean is accessible. They can go within the ocean and they can extract the precious gems from the ocean. So ocean has both these qualities. So similarly, King Dilip also had both these qualities. He was unapproachable for the enemies. At the same time, he was also accessible to the common citizens. Both the qualities were there. Another quality. Reka matram api kshunna रेखा मात्रमपि क्षुण्णादा मनोर्वर्त्मनः परं न व्यतीयुः प्रजास्तस्य नियन्तुर्नेमिवृत्तयः. Under his disciplined rule, the subjects did not deviate even a hair's breadth from the path laid down by the Manu. An analogy given is that just like the rim of a wheel follows the well-beaten track. When the chariot is suppose going, the rim of the wheel, it exactly follows the track, rim of the wheel. Wherever the chariot is, whichever way it is going, then will follow the track. Similarly, the common people, they followed they did not deviate even a hair's breadth, reka matramapi, from the paths of dharma laid down by Manu. And here also, yeah, is same. Prajanameva bhutyartam satabhyo balimagrahit sahasra gunam utsrashtum adatehi rasam ravi. King Dilipa collected taxes from the subjects only for their welfare, just as the sun draws moisture from the earth only to give it back a thousandfold in the form of the rain. Sahasra gunam utsrashtum adatehi rasam ravihi. Sun extracts water in order to give thousandfold later in the form of the rain. That is the purpose of extracting taxes. Another shloka. Sena parichadastasya dvayamevartha sadhanam shastreshu akuntita buddhir aurvi danushi chatata. His army was merely a ceremonial retinue. He had army, but he did not utilize the army. His actual means of achieving goals were only two: his sharp intelligence, shastreshu akuntita buddhi, and the string stretched upon his bow. That means when you just take his bow and arrow, simply by seeing him with the bow and arrow, people would become fearful and they would obey his order. He did not even have to send his army. The army was there only for a ceremonial retinue, only for the sake of show. But he did not have to utilize the army. He could accomplish everything simply by his intelligence, sharp intelligence in the Shastra, and also by the strings stretched upon his bow. Another shloka, here we saw the Varuna. Tasya samvrita mantrasya gudakarengitasya cha phalanumeya praramba samskara praktana iva. Samvrita mantrasya gudakarengitasya. His counsel was kept secret and his physical expressions were also hidden. So Palanumeya Praramba, his undertakings would only be inferred from the results. Only when the results come, people would understand what he did. So Samskara Praktana Iva, just like so what samskaras are there in the minds of the people, we come to know when people perform certain actions. By that we understand what samskaras were there. So similarly, people would come to know the plans of and actions of Dileep by seeing the results. So here also the same. We will see some more shlokas in the next class, but let us see some more coming back here. 11th shloka. Durasado durvishaha
Durasado durvishaha
asannopi viduravat
asannopi vidurvata
naivabhibhavitum shakyo
naiva bhi bhavitum sakyo
Venaranyuttito nalaha.
enaranyuttito To Nalaha. Translation. King Pruthu was born of the dead body of King Vena. His fire is produced from Arani wood. Thus King Pruthu will always remain just like fire, and his enemies will not be able to approach him. Indeed, he will be unbeatable to his enemies. For although staying very near him, they will never be able to approach him but will have to remain as if far away. No one will be able to overcome the strength of King Pruthu.
Hmm. So here, uh, in this shloka, Durasado Durvishaha. His enemies cannot approach him, Durasada. And if they do approach him, they cannot tolerate his strength, Durvishaha. Asannaha api viduravat. Although present, he seems to be far away. And naiva abhibavitum shakyaha. He cannot be conquered. And Venaranyutito nalaha. He is like a fire arising from the arani wood of Vena. Vena arani uttitaha. It's like a fire arising from the arani wood of Vena. So, Prthu Maharaj is not near the evil enemies. But when he is close, he is intolerable to them. And the best of the enemies cannot tolerate him. This is Vishwanath Chakravarti's purport. So Prabhupada says that Arani wood is a kind of fuel used to ignite fire by friction. So at the time of performing sacrifices, one can ignite a fire from Arani wood. Although born of his dead father, Prthu would still remain just like fire. Just as fire is not easily approached, King Prthu would be unapproachable by his enemies, even though they would appear to be very near him. Even though they would appear to be very near him. So, I'll complete two shlokas quickly, and then we'll end. Antarbahishcha bhutanam pashyan karmani charanaihi udasina ivadyaksho vayuratmeva dehinam. So Prthu will be able to see all the antarbahishcha bhutanam, internal and external activities of every one of his citizens. But still, no one will be able to know his system of espionage. And udasina iva, he himself will remain neutral regarding all matters of glorification or vilification paid to him. And vayuhu, he will be exactly like the air, the life force within the body, which is exhibited internally and externally, but is always neutral to all affairs. So here he is compared with the Vayudev actually. Air is everywhere. Similarly, King Prthu would know what is there, what is happening in this kingdom, what is happening in the, what is there in the mind of the people. Because king would time to time send some people to find out what the common people are thinking, what is their opinion about the king. That is how Lord Ram found out when he sent some people to know the opinions of the common people. At that time, he came to know that many people were uh, doubting the character of Sita, and then they were actually speaking wrongly about Lord Ram. So, seeing by the behavior and by the spice. Charanaihi means a spice. So, karmani charanaihi. Seeing by the behavior and spice, he will be unattached. Though attached to his servants and ministers, he will appear to them to be unattached. He is like a Sutratma. Sutratma means Vayu. He is like Vayu, the thread passing through the whole universe. He is a superintendent, like the Antaryami. Uh, so, the 13th shloka we will discuss next time. That's an important shloka. Hare Krishna.
Thank you
Everybody
so
has
much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Very
you will
nice.
send the recording, no, if you are taking a class tomorrow.
Huh.
Mm.
Well, today only I got that recorded link. For that day class, I took in some other Zoom, somebody else account. So I was asking since 2 days for the recording. So just now they sent the recording link. I'll upload it and send.
Thank you and sorry.
I know that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Huh.
Dandavata. Prabhuji, is there any link or playlist for the first three cantos?
First three cantos we didn't record actually.
Okay, not recorded.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Prabhuji. Such a nice qualities, Prabhu. The leaders should read all these things if they
Huh.
want. But in today's time, no one is reading all these things.
Yeah. Yeah, these are these qualities of Prthu should be in the leadership college at leadership training. Hmm. At least when people become aware, even if somebody tries to exhibit even small percentage of these qualities, then also it will make a big difference.
Actually, when they take the oath, I think that promise before signing for the
Hmm.
position, they should also have all these things in the system.
Hmm. Secular government is there actually. Yesterday, Gaurang Prabhu because he was sharing some detailed this one. It's, how the Russian KGB they tried to influence the Indian government during the 1960s, 70s. He was telling some detailed story. Mitrokin files. The Russian KGB they tried to influence the Indian government to make them more secular, and then they made the Indian government, I think during the emergency, they made them introduce the word socialist uh, in the constitution. So he said because at that time the KGB was operating deeply, and then KGB only instigated Indira Gandhi. They tried to say that these Hare Krishna people are CAA agents. So Prabhupada was trying to get so much of help from the Indian government during that time, 1970s. But practically, hardly any help Indian government was giving. Prabhupada became frustrated. So Gaurang Prabhu was saying that one of the reason was that during that time only KGB was very deeply active in India, and they had tried to because they only killed Lal Bahadur Shastri, na? You might be aware of that Tashkent files in Tashkent. Because the KGB wanted Lal Bahadur Shastri was a more nationalistic, dharmic person. They wanted Indira Gandhi to be the prime minister. They killed Lal Bahadur Shastri and they made Indira Gandhi. And then they influenced heavily the Indian media, Indian government, and many things. So during that time, Prabhupada was trying to preach by bringing the Western disciples to India, 1970s, in order to preach in India. Prabhupada was trying to get some help from the Indian government, but how much ever he tried, he was practically not able to get much. He wrote many letters to Indira Gandhi, this one, but was not getting any help because one of the reason is that Indian government was under the influence of KGB, like that is like. So why I'm mentioning the secular government. Yeah, secular government is a secular government doesn't allow even the word dharma in the schools and parliament. Even we have to use value education, this thing. Even the word dharma is very difficult to use. That is the result of the secular. Correct.
Prabhuji, this KGB is in the salted bread book also, no? How
Ah,
they treated them, the devotees and all that.
hmm.
Yes, yes, I remember this.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Prabhuji.
Ah, okay, we'll end here. Hare Krishna. Rantara